Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing just a quick little discussion topic video. I want to give my thoughts on the major character deaths for Under the Dome Season 2 and what I think they mean for the series, give my thoughts on what they do for the series as a whole. Major spoilers, if ever there were spoilers for the series. Alright, so yeah, major spoiler warning. Be careful if you haven't seen the episode yet. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the premiere, so Under the Dome Season 2, Episode 1, Heads Will Roll. Now, with this one for me, okay, so I did my review for it, and overall, I did like the episode. It was pretty hectic, it was pretty crazy, there was a lot of things going on, a lot of characters running around and different things happening, and just all kinds of craziness after the cliffhanger finale from the first season. And overall, I did like the direction that the show took at the end of that episode, where it went. Because, well, with a couple things. They didn't kill off Barbie or Big Jim, which I was happy about. But they made a decision, or Stephen King really did this, right, because he wrote the episode, was they decided to kill both Linda and Angie in the same episode, both of which could be totally non-predictable because there was nothing leading up to that would give you the idea that either of them would be killed off, and then they were. So they were both shocking deaths. They were both very surprising, but I wouldn't say that either one felt natural or felt like it was, that it made sense. The Linda death is the biggest one that I have a problem with because, well, I have a problem with both of them, but it's the one I dislike the most because when they kill her off, she's such an important character in the first season, and right away as soon as season 2 starts, she's killed off basically, but she's killed haphazardly. She's killed by just the dome and a car being pulled towards the dome. That's it. That's it. She's done. She's dead, right? After all the things she went through in the first season, after everything that the character had to go through, all the transformation and all the hardship and everything, she just gets killed off like that. So now I know what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is they're trying to send home a sense of danger, that nobody's safe no matter who they are, and you can't tell what's going to happen in the series past that. But it was really not something I liked. In addition to that, they actually let it slip that they were going to kill off 2 characters before the episode aired. So they let the viewers know the 2 characters were going to die, which is like terrible because yes, you'll get people to view in, but now there's no shock when characters do die because there's going to be 2, or the shock value is a lot lower than what it would be if we went in knowing nothing and you just had a big character death like that, those 2 out of nowhere. So the Linda death was terrible, and in addition to the fact that it wasn't a satisfying death for the character. It was just, I don't know, it was just like, that's it, that's all she gets, like that's it for the character, because she's one of the best characters in Under the Dome, and there aren't that many. She was a strong hero character for the first season, and there just aren't all that many great characters, I feel like, in the series. So to kill her off, kind of we lose that sort of a really strong good guy character in the series that was there for the first season that a lot of people really liked seeing in the show, me being one of them. So it was really not, I personally didn't like it at all. Now, it does add that danger to the series. It does do that, and take away from that comfort feeling that any characters are going to survive. But I don't know, I just personally thought the death was lackluster. In addition to that, they almost do nothing for it. Like, Big Jim mentions it like once or twice, and then that's it. Nothing else is done for it. It doesn't drive the story at all. It doesn't improve it. It doesn't do anything for it aside from just that. That's it. That's all it is. So to me, losing the character in the show, if you're going to kill a character off, it has to be worth it. It has to add to the show with the death. It can't just be like you're killing off one of the best characters in the series just for the shock value, just to get that kind of, I don't know, that kind of that shock out of us when it happens. So they really dropped the ball, I think, in terms of her death and what they could have done with it. There could have been a lot of different things they could have done. They could have set up a villain by killing her off. That would have really made us hate that character even more. Like somebody like, for example, Lyle, who's been a character in the series now. They could have had him kill her off or do something like that, which would, have her die in another way, which would have, kind of added to the story rather than it just being a random, just, oh, she just gets hit by a car and that's it. It's just really stupid. So her death, absolutely hated, and I think it's taken a lot away from the show to kill off one of their best characters they developed throughout the series. I got to admit, right? So that's the big one for me that I hated. Now, in addition to that, the Angie death wasn't much better either. Out of all the kids, you have the group of kids, aside from Junior, because Junior's interesting because he's crazy, so that's fun. But the others, I don't really like any of the others. Joe, Nori, and this new Melanie character who's like a replacement for Angie, really, if you think about it. She, I didn't think any of them were as interesting or as fun to watch as Angie. I really think that the actress who plays her, let's see her name, Britt Robertson, I think it is, something like that. I think she does a good job, and she's fun to watch. But in addition to that, her thing with Junior, I think it is interesting, and I did like to see that. It kind of gives you that sort of age group crossover with another interesting character, because you have the older characters, then you have some of the younger ones like Joe and the others. And to have her in there, I really like to see her. She was probably my favorite out of them. Her and Junior, I liked more than I like seeing all the other, the kids, Joe and Nori and Nori's moms and, all of them. Melanie, I liked Angie the most out of all of them. So, you take away two characters like that in one episode, and with her, yes, we have gotten some story out of her. There's the whole whodunit thing, which, yeah, it's been done a bazillion times before, but it was decent. It wasn't too bad, but I don't know, man. You kill off two of the best characters in the series to me. Two females. Like, I like them both. I liked both characters better than Julia, probably, by the end of the first season. I got to admit, I did. Now, the new Rebecca character that they add on, who's like a replacement Linda, but she's kind of crazy and different because she's got the science thing going. But it's like she sticks right in her role. And same with Melanie for where Angie was, right? For the most part. Not exactly, because she doesn't have a relationship with Junior, but it's like they put those characters in to fill the spots of the old ones. And it just doesn't work that much because we don't really care that much about them. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't kill off Angie or you couldn't kill off Linda, but you shouldn't do it in the same episode. Maybe one could have been better suited for a finale. That would have made sense. And then do like one in the premiere and have it just be, build off that for the story. But as you can see with the ratings, the second episode, the third episode, were only over 7 million, which are some of the lowest the series has ever had. The first season was like 11 million, 10 million, that type of thing range. So, man, the second season for me for Under the Dome has been a pretty big letdown. And I have to say that character deaths are something that, when anybody's producing a show, TV series, or even a comic book series or whatever, you got to be really careful about who you kill off, because you got to make the death worthwhile. If you're going to kill a character off, if you're going to do that, it's got to be worth it. You don't just want to kill off a couple fan favorite characters when you have a 13 episode season and you don't have that many characters. 13 episodes times 40 minutes each, 42 minutes each, and you don't got that many characters. It's really, really hard, for us as a viewer to keep watching when you take away two of the best characters in the show to give us characters that are not as great just because they're new, and we don't care for them. They could have added on those characters anyway and still had the others too, and it would have been fine in terms of time of the show. And I think the show would be doing a lot better. So just my opinion, I personally did not like either death at all. And now that we've been 4 episodes through it, I really miss having those two characters in there, because they're two fun characters to see that are mostly positive for the most part and are always kind of in there doing their thing, for us to watch. Linda as a strong female lead character who's, a prominent member in the community and kind of working with Big Jim to keep everybody safe and do the right thing. And you have Angie as well too, who's kind of got that age crossover with Junior and the others, and just kind of adds to it as well there too. So I don't know, those are kind of my thoughts on it. I didn't like either death, and now that we're 4 episodes in, I think the series has suffered tremendously from it. But let me know what you guys think about the character deaths. Let me know what you think about Season 2. I definitely think it's not as good as Season 1 was. I can say that, easily without any hesitation. Season 1 was better. And I hope season 2 gets better for Under the Dome, because I think it's a great show, but it's just being mishandled pretty badly. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of that, and if you like the video, if you agree with me, please thumb it up, like it below. If you want to help support the channel, share it, favorite it, and I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. See you for the next one. This is Trev, saying peace.